This opposition between the new moon in Gemini, which is a receiving sign that's very much about communication, and the galactic center is allowing our human minds to receive transmissions of information directly from the mind of the galaxy. Welcome to Abundant Universe, your go-to podcast for becoming your most empowered, powerful, abundant, truest, and highest possible self through self-mastery, quantum healing, spiritual activation, soul expansion, and ascension. Here we talk about your self-concept, subconscious beliefs, science, spirituality, mindful manifestation, magic, mysticism, remembering and embodying who you really are, and all things esoteric. I'm your friendly neighborhood self-mastery and mindful manifestation mentor, energy alchemist, quantum healer, spiritual ascension activator, and host, Elle Brandlin. And today I'm coming to you from outside because it's such a beautiful day and I wanted some fresh air. So if you hear birds singing and other outdoor noises, that's why, and I hope you don't mind. This episode is about how the Gemini new moon is powerfully supporting major new beginnings and helping you manifest your deepest desires. So stick around until the end to learn everything you need to know about using these energies to receive important divine guidance on shifting into your preferred reality as quickly and easily as possible. Be sure to subscribe wherever you're listening so you never miss an episode. And if you're on YouTube, please don't forget to like the video to let the algorithm know it should show it to more people who are looking for this type of content. And let me know if you're ready to birth some new beginnings in your life with this new moon down in the comments. But without further ado, let's dive into these powerful energies. On 6/18/23, we have a new moon at 26 degrees 43 minutes of Gemini, so that can be rounded up to 27 degrees, coming in at 12:37 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you live west of the Eastern Time Zone in the US, it's actually happening on the 17th for you. And the sun and moon are both at this exact degree point. So these are the energies of major shifts and transformations as Gemini season is coming to a close with only 3 more days until Cancer season starts on the solstice, which takes place on 6/21/23. And most of the planets that are affecting this new moon are at the last degree points of the signs they're in as well. But I'll get into more detail on that at the end of the episode. So be sure to hang out until then to fully understand the impact this may have on you and how you can best use these energies if you're planning to do a new moon manifestation ritual. Or just go ahead and claim your spot in Sovereign Souls Society if you want to participate in my guided new moon ritual, which will ensure that you use these energies for your greatest and highest good. And I've just added weekly moon rituals that include the first and last quarter phases to Tier 2, so your manifestations are fully supported by each moon phase, and the link to more information and to join us is in the show notes or description box below. Gemini is the energy of duality, the student-teacher dynamic within yourself, and it's a curious, cerebral energy that likes to ask questions and gather information. So because we're at the end of Gemini season with this new moon, it's a good time to ask yourself, what have I learned from the Gemini energy? What am I closing out and ending right now? These energies highly support setting intentions around something you'd like to do differently or in a new way, and I'll explain why throughout this episode. Along with the sun and moon, Sedna is also in Gemini at 0 degrees for the first time in 11,408 years. So that's one of the reasons right there. The transit of these slow-moving planets like Sedna and Pluto into new signs continues signaling the end of something that's been breaking down and the beginning of a new era. Also in Gemini at this time is Juno at 27 degrees 31 minutes, making it conjunct the new moon, and Juno is commonly known as the marriage asteroid, but it represents all sacred contracts, and this conjunction is in a square to Neptune in Pisces and Ceres in Virgo, but their exact opposition will be on June 10th or 11th, depending on where you live. And this is creating a mutable grand cross with the galactic center. So we had a conjunction with the great attractor during the full moon last week, and we'll have a grand cross with the new moon and galactic center next week. And those who are connected to the galactic center by degree point in any of their birth charts, as I am again, are said to have a spiritual and psychic connection with the divine mind of our galaxy. So if you'd like to know if that's you, hit up the show notes or description box below to join Tier 2 of Sovereign Soul Society, as I'm still working on doing these incredible readings for free for those members specifically right now. And it'll tell you an absolutely insane amount of information about yourself and the other incarnations of your soul, which will tell you more about your purpose in this lifetime, help you clear karma from all of your incarnations, and give you information about where your star family resides in the known universe. But this opposition between the new moon in Gemini, which is a receiving sign that's very much about communication as it's ruled by Mercury, and the galactic center, which is located at 27 degrees of Sagittarius, is allowing our human minds to receive transmissions of information directly from the mind of the galaxy, even if you don't have this exact degree point in any of your charts, because of their alignment in the cosmos at this time. And this will help us see things differently, change our perceptions, open us up to integrate more, and create new sacred contracts, relationships, and even communities. So if you have any manifestations around contracts, relationships, and/or community, this is a good new moon to reaffirm those intentions. During this time, we have Neptune in Pisces, which is in an ongoing square to the galactic center, and Neptune in Pisces is very much about the collective unconscious, empathy, and connection to source and intuition. So this is very well aligned with getting those galactic downloads from Divine Mind and powerfully supports the birth of something very new. So be sure to stay receptive and in receiving mode so that you can get those intuitive messages from the universe. On the other side of this mutable grand cross in Virgo is Ceres, the Great Mother, and she is very aligned with Virgo energy as well as our own relationship with Earth. So this invites us to think more deeply about how we're nurturing ourselves, each other, and our planet. Vesta, aka the sacred inner flame, is at 28 degrees of Taurus and forming an Earth trine with Ceres in Virgo and Pluto in Capricorn during the new moon. This, again, is the energy of taking care of each other and Earth, so even though this new moon is in an air sign, you may feel called to do something to honor Earth in your new moon ritual. And again, if you'd like access to my guided new moon in Gemini ritual on the 18th, you can get that as a member of either tier of Sovereign Soul Society or by working with me one-to-one for 1, 3, 6, or 12 months, because access to everything inside SSS comes as a bonus during our time together. So check the show notes or description box for all of that information. The new moon is also in a sextile to Eris, who fights for outsiders, in Aries, and that placement could shake things up a bit, so contemplate what's really aligned with your truest self and the life you want to create, and be sure to go with the flow instead of fighting against the current. Remember that most often, unwanted circumstances that you fight against are actually there to realign you with something even better than you could have imagined, and resisting them can burn you out and delay the blessings they're trying to move you toward. Also, during this new moon, Saturn stations retrograde at 7 degrees 12 minutes of Pisces, which may throw the Gemini energy off a little, so don't believe everything that you think and surrender to your intuition as much as possible. If there's anything you've been trying to think through or figure out, but it's been a challenge, that may be because it's not a mental exercise and you're actually meant to allow it to come through your intuition when the sun enters Cancer a couple of days after the new moon. So for now, do your best to let it go. And Saturn is making a harmonious and favorable sextile to Jupiter at 6 degrees 55 minutes of Taurus right after the new moon, which will show you the way forward and give you the building blocks necessary to move in that direction. So trust that the information you need is forthcoming. Venus and Mars are both in Leo, not exactly conjunct, but within 3 to 4 degrees of each other, with Venus traveling behind Mars, so they're traveling together, and this can be viewed as the feminine and masculine energies being in harmony around what you want to create next. So this energy is supporting your ideas at this time, and Mars specifically is supporting you in moving something forward with confidence and courage, as it's in the leadership position because it's in front of all the personal planets. Usually the new moon in Gemini is followed by the full moon in Sagittarius, but we had a reversal in the lunar cycle thanks to the 2 Aries new moons we had in March and April. So this one will actually be followed by the full moon in Capricorn on July 3rd at 7:39 a.m. Eastern Time, which will provide you with an assessment of what's practical, what's going to work, and be designed to go the distance. So again, be sure to be patient and allow the next couple of weeks to support you and unfold naturally. Pluto re-enters Capricorn on June 12th, before the new moon on the 18th, and will stay there until January of 2024, but I think I'll do a bit of a deeper dive on that in my episode about the full moon in Capricorn, because this episode is long enough. So to quickly recap why these energies are so supportive of new beginnings, most of the planetary positions we're working with during the Gemini new moon are within the last 5 degrees of the signs they're in, which signals a shift to something very new. Haumea, which represents pure birth and creation, is in Libra again, coming back in to rebirth something new in regards to justice, equality, and harmony. Ceres at the last degree of Virgo brings the energy of getting real about how we nourish and nurture ourselves, others, and the planet. Vesta in the final degrees of Taurus is inviting us to return to the sacred flame of our core values and brings the energy of stability and reliability to our new ideas and creations. Neptune in the last degrees of Pisces, where it will be until 2025 because it's one of those slow-moving planets, is showing us how interconnected we all are and continues supporting us in birthing something very new. And Juno in the final degrees of Gemini is helping us dismantle old systems and create space for the new to come in. And I'm here for those of you who are ready for all of that too, because you know you have a big mission and desire to make a huge positive impact on your fellow humans and the planet. So if you're ready to do that now, and you want my help not only harnessing these powerful energies for your greatest and highest good, but also really living your purpose and clearing personal, generational, ancestral, and collective karma, all of the links you need to work with me are in the show notes or description box below. And if you join Tier 2 of Sovereign Soul Society now, you'll be one of the members who gets a complimentary parallel or past life and star family reading, which is more like a super comprehensive report that will further assist you with your soul's purpose in this lifetime as well as your healing journey. But I also offer one-to-one mentoring for those who want complimentary spots in my memberships, as well as more personalized support and guidance. So be sure to claim your spot wherever you're feeling called to below, because you deserve to live in a reality of freedom, fulfillment, peace, the highest joy, ease, flow, synchronicity, miracles, magic, and abundance in every aspect of your life, simply by being yourself and following your bliss. And I believe in you, so you should too. Much love.